Hi, I'm Jude from headfi.org. Today we're going to talk about CanJam Shanghai 2018, which is happening at the Shanghai Marriott Hotel City Center, located in the heart of downtown Shanghai, on November 3rd and November 4th, 2018. Now, there are a lot of new products in this preview video, some of which you haven't seen before, and all of which will be at the show. Several products were sent to us from China for this preview video that I hadn't previously seen or heard, so this was a very fun video to make. Now, I want to take a moment to thank the Chinese companies who are the sponsors of CanJam Shanghai and without whom we would not have been able to bring CanJam to China. The CanJam Shanghai sponsors are HiFiMAN, Max Digital, and Shenzhen Audio. Again, there would not be a CanJam Shanghai without their support. And finally, I also want to thank our incredibly talented and hardworking HeadFi and CanJam team on the ground in China: Anson Chan, Patty G, Dylan Dung, and Edwina Young. Now, let's start our show preview, which is just a small sample of what you'll be able to hear and see at CanJam Shanghai. iBasso will be exhibiting at CanJam Shanghai. Now, over a period of many years, iBasso has grown into a respected and popular brand with premium portable audio enthusiasts all over the world. However, it was only until this year that I finally started using iBasso gear myself, and I regret that I waited as long as I did. The iBasso DX150 is the first iBasso portable digital audio player I've used, and it's very impressive. First of all, it looks beautifully built and rugged, like a luxurious sport utility vehicle. And though it looks good in photographs, it looks and feels even better when you're actually holding it. It has a beautiful screen too, by the way. Now, the DX150 uses two AK4490 EQ chips and has a fully balanced design from the dual DACs to the output. The DX150 can also be used as a USB DAC. I also love, by the way, that I can run Tidal on it, both streaming and in offline mode. Now, as for its output, the DX150 has a modular headphone amp design with different amp modules available for it. The one it comes with has worked very well for my purposes. The iBasso DX150 is such a beautifully designed and engineered player, and it's extremely strong at its price point. Anyway, make sure to check out the DX150 and the rest of iBasso's gear at CanJam Shanghai at Exhibit D10. HiFiMAN is one of the sponsors of CanJam Shanghai, so thank you to HiFiMAN for helping us bring CanJam to China. HiFiMAN will also be an exhibitor at CanJam Shanghai with their fleet of legendary products, including several new headphones at the show. Now, with such a strong family of headphones, some of the best-sounding headphones in the world at any price come from China. Among the new headphones HiFiMAN will be showing at CanJam Shanghai is the new HiFiMAN HE5 SE. The HE5 SE is a limited edition 10th anniversary update of the original HiFiMAN HE5. Only 500 HE5 SEs will be made. HiFiMAN will also be showing the new HiFiMAN Aria, which has a planar magnetic driver based on the one in the HE1000 V2, but at a more affordable price point. Another new product they'll be showing is the Jade 2. The Jade 2 is a surprisingly affordable electrostatic headphone system with both the headphone and electrostatic amp. I still haven't heard the HE5 SE, Aria, or the Jade 2, so I'll be looking for them at CanJam Shanghai. Now, in addition to those new headphones, HiFiMAN has an extensive line of products, some of which you see in front of me here, that will also be at the show. You can visit HiFiMAN's display to hear all of it at CanJam Shanghai at exhibits B5 to B7. FiiO will be at CanJam Shanghai, and I'm always eager to hear the latest work from their extensive engineering and research and development laboratories. When it comes to advanced audio engineering for affordable prices, I can't think of a company that does it better than FiiO. Now, we just received the new FiiO M9 Android-based portable digital audio player, and for an affordable price, FiiO is once again challenging the more expensive digital players from other companies in terms of performance and features. The M9's DAC section is built around dual AKM AK4490EN DACs. It has two-way USB-C, so you can use it for USB audio out or as a USB DAC. Now, the M9 has Bluetooth with support for aptX, aptX HD, LDAC, and HWA LHDC. And the FiiO M9 can be used as a USB DAC that outputs via Bluetooth in addition to its analog unbalanced and balanced outputs. Now, the M9 can even receive Bluetooth audio and output it through its coaxial SPDIF digital output. The FiiO M9 does so much more, too. Now, make sure to visit FiiO's display to hear the new FiiO M9, FiiO's growing family of IEMs, and their many other products at CanJam Shanghai. FiiO will be at exhibits A2 and A3. For over 2 years, Campfire Audio has been working on a new flagship IEM, and you'll be able to hear it at CanJam Shanghai. It's called the Campfire Audio Solaris. The new Solaris is a hybrid using 4 drivers per side. There are 2 custom balanced armature drivers using Campfire's TAEC technology for high frequencies, 1 custom ported balanced armature driver for the mid-range, and 1 custom-tuned 10mm ADLC dynamic driver which covers low bass through part of the mid-range. In my opinion, the Solaris improves upon the Campfire Andromeda with even wider imaging and deeper, more extended bass that's only mildly emphasized. The Solaris' treble also sounds more extended and airy to me. The Solaris, as you can see, is built beautifully of machined aluminum with a 24-karat gold-plated lid. It's a gorgeous IEM. Anyway, make sure to visit Campfire Audio's exhibit at B1 and B2 to hear the outstanding Solaris and the rest of their products. You'll also be able to meet Ken Ball from Campfire Audio there. My favorite new audio products of the year are the Chord Electronics HiiGo TT2 Desktop DAC Amp and the Chord Electronics HiiGo M Scaler. Now alone, the HiiGo TT2 is one of the best DACs I've heard, and its high output power with 2 gain settings, it allows you to drive just about any headphone or earphone on the planet. The HiiGo M Scaler is a standalone digital upscaling device transforming the HiiGo TT2 by enabling Rob Watts' 1 million tap digital filter. Now with the HiiGo M Scaler enabled, the imaging is uncanny, more three-dimensional, more realistic. It's incredible. Now, if you want to get as close to the performance of Chord's desktop DACs but in a portable form factor, then make sure to also listen to Chord Electronics HiiGo 2 portable DAC amp, which is my portable reference DAC. Anyway, make sure to audition the HiiGo TT2, the HiiGo M Scaler, the HiiGo 2, and the rest of Chord Electronics products at CanJam Shanghai at exhibits B3 and B4. We're honored Shenzhen Audio is one of the sponsors of CanJam Shanghai. Thanks to Shenzhen Audio for helping us bring CanJam to China. Shenzhen Audio is among China's largest suppliers in the audio industry, providing a high-quality platform to help China's brands sell their products all over the world. And with so many exciting products being engineered and manufactured in China, Shenzhen Audio has been very, very busy. Now, some of the many premium brands supplied by Shenzhen Audio include FiiO, iBasso, HiFiMAN, Topping, SMSL, Symphonio, Kinera, NF Audio, and many more, as you can see on the screen now. Of course, we're covering some of these companies and their products in this preview video. Now make sure to visit Shenzhen Audio and their many exhibitor partners, and make sure you plan to spend a lot of time there as they will have a lot of gear at exhibits C1 through C7. Again, thanks to Shenzhen Audio for their support of the first CanJam in China. 64 Audio's Tia Forte is, along with the Visioneer's Erlkönig, among my very top choices for reference non-electrostatic IEMs. The 64 Audio Tia Forte's rich tone and resolution, combined with electrostatic-like treble detail and shimmer, is unique. The Tia Forte also projects an airy, wide soundstage. Now, the Tia drivers inside the Tia Forte are custom-balanced armatures with their enclosures opened up to allow the diaphragm to radiate the sound directly without the use of tubes. The Tia Forte also uses a dynamic driver for low frequencies, its bass extension and bass detail also being very, very impressive. Now make sure to stop by 64 Audio's display at Exhibit F7 to hear one of the best sounding earphones in the world at any price with the Tia Forte, as well as the rest of 64 Audio's line. 64 Audio will also be offering a 10% show special on their products at CanJam Shanghai. Audeze will be at CanJam Shanghai with what might be the world's most technology-packed headphone, the planar magnetic Audeze Mobius. The Audeze Mobius decodes up to 7.1 surround from USB. This is made much more convincing with very precise built-in head tracking. I use the Mobius for gaming occasionally and also for movies. Of course, being an Audeze headphone, the Mobius is also great for listening to music. Now, the Audeze Mobius is also an outstanding Bluetooth wireless closed-back planar magnetic headphone. It has a powerful built-in balanced amp, and it supports LDAC for high-res wireless. And of course, the Mobius can also be used wired. Now at CanJam Shanghai, Audeze will also have their more traditional planar magnetic headphones and earphones that have earned Audeze the reputation of being one of the finest high-end headphone manufacturers in the world. So make sure to listen to Audeze's full line of headphones and earphones in Exhibit D16 at CanJam Shanghai. My first experience with Kinera was at Shenzhen Audio earlier this year. I heard their Kinera H3 IEM that performs far beyond what I'd expect at its low price, easily among the very best at its price that I've ever heard. And now Kinera is releasing the Odin, and it's spectacular. Now, even though it's a lot more expensive than the H3, the Odin is still very reasonably priced versus most of its flagship competition from other manufacturers. The Kinera Odin uses 8 balanced armature drivers per side, 2 Sonyan low drivers, 2 Sonyan low mids, 2 Knowles upper mids, and 2 Knowles high frequency drivers. The Kinera Odin is timbrally rich, very articulate and detailed, neutral reference across the audio band. The Odin sounds to me like a very musical studio reference monitor. Anyone shopping for flagship class price no object IEMs should definitely audition the Kinera Odin. It's superb. Now you'll be able to hear the Kinera H3 and the Kinera Odin at Exhibit C1 to C7. I think we'll be hearing a lot more about Kinera in the future. We're honored to have the support of Max Digital as one of the sponsors of CanJam Shanghai. Thanks to Max Digital for helping us bring CanJam to China. Now, Max Digital brings a lot of exciting audio products to the Chinese market from all over the world. Some of the many premium brands that Max Digital makes available in China include Chord Electronics, Warwick Acoustics, and Cyrus from the UK, MrSpeakers, Manley Labs, JH Audio, and CTM, Cleartune monitors from the US, and many more. We're covering some of the companies and their products in this preview video. Make sure to visit Max Digital and their many exhibitor partners at CanJam Shanghai to hear some of the finest audio gear in the world. You'll be able to find them in VIP rooms 1 and 2. Again, thanks to Max Digital for their support of the very first CanJam in China. At CanJam at Rocky Mountain Audio Fest earlier this month, Focal unveiled a new flagship closed-back headphone called the Focal Elegia. Now, according to Focal, the goal with the Elegia was to develop a closed-back headphone with a sound signature similar to the very popular open-back Focal Clear. Now, this was a huge acoustical engineering challenge, and it resulted in the drivers of the Focal Elegia and the Focal Clear only having the metal domes in common. Everything else about the driver assemblies of these two headphones is different. Now, the new Focal Elegia has fantastic bass extension, but very little bass emphasis, so the tonal balance is on the more neutral side. The Elegia's mid-range is flat and the treble extended, so the Focal Elegia would, in my opinion, also be an outstanding closed-back studio monitor headphone. Anyway, make sure to hear the new closed-back Focal Elegia and the rest of the Focal line at CanJam Shanghai at Exhibit A7 to A9. One of the most amazing audio demonstrations I've ever heard is Smyth Research's demo of their Smyth Realizer A16, which I immediately ordered. The Smyth Realizer A16 is a 3D audio headphone processor for decoding and rendering formats, including Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, and Auro 3D over stereo headphones. Now at CanJam, Smyth Research will set up a real 7.1.4 channel loudspeaker home theater system. That's 7 surround speakers, a subwoofer, and 4 height channels. Then they'll do a virtual rendering of that room specifically personalized to you, generated through the Smyth Realizer A16. And you won't believe you're listening to headphones when they switch between the loudspeakers and the headphones, because they take the headphone sound completely outside of your head, and it's amazingly convincing. Now, this is an incredible demonstration, so do not miss Smyth Research at CanJam Shanghai in VIP Room 4. An increasing number of companies are working directly with Effect Audio of Singapore to develop cables specifically for their products. Empire Ears uses Effect Audio cables. Visioneer's new Erklanig flagship universal fit IEM is equipped with a custom Effect Audio OCC silver cable. Jomo Audio also includes Effect Audio with some of their premium models. Now at CanJam Shanghai, Effect Audio will be showcasing their new Leonidas 2 cable that is made of golden ratio palladium-plated silver and lit silver hybrid conductors. I think it's the first time palladium-plated silver has been used in audio cables. I'm using the new Leonidas 2 with the Empire Ears Phantom IEM. Now, with Effect Audio coming to the Chinese market, make sure to try your favorite in-ears with their upgrade cables, listen for yourself, and I don't think you'll be going back to your old cables. You'll be able to try Effect Audio's cables at CanJam Shanghai in exhibits D1 and D2. Empire Ears will be at CanJam Shanghai, and while they have many models of custom and universal fit IEMs, my favorite and one I've been carrying around a lot lately is the Empire Ears Phantom. The Phantom is the flagship of Empire's EP series. It uses 5 drivers per side, all balanced armatures, in a 2 low, 1 mid, 1 high, and 1 super high configuration per side. The Phantom has a gorgeous balance, detailed and fast, but smooth and polished. The Phantom's bass is slightly above flat, but that's right where I like it. It also projects a beautiful wide soundstage for an IEM. Anyway, make sure to stop by Empire Ears display at CanJam Shanghai to listen to the fantastic Empire Ears Phantom and the rest of the Empire Ears family of IEMs at Exhibit D7. Warwick Acoustics will be showing their Sonoma electrostatic headphone system at CanJam Shanghai. The team behind the Warwick Acoustics Sonoma includes some of the people behind DSD as a high-resolution format. These are also the guys behind the Sonoma digital audio workstation that has been used to record thousands of DSD titles. Now, with so much studio experience, the target sound signature for the Sonoma was a neutral studio reference. In my opinion, they achieved this. Again, the Sonoma is an electrostatic headphone system comprised of a combination DAC, ADC, electrostatic amp unit, and of course the companion electrostatic headphone. They cannot be separated. The amp will drive no other headphones, and the headphones will be driven by no other amp. Again, it's a system, and it's one you should definitely hear at CanJam Shanghai in VIP Room 3. DITA will be at CanJam Shanghai, and they'll be featuring a new IEM that's one of the top of my list to find at the show. Their new IEM is called the Project 71. The Project 71 is a tribute to DITA's parent company, Packagers, which was established in 1971. Now, each of Project 71's earpieces is made up of 5 individual segments milled from solid single blocks of ebony and brass that form the carefully tuned acoustical chamber. An all-new 8mm dynamic driver was specially designed for the Project 71 using composite materials. They even worked with a boutique Japanese cable manufacturer to build a new line of cables they're calling OSLO, which stands for oil-soaked, long-grain, oxygen-free copper. There are actually nanoparticles of gold and silver in the oil that is coated onto the copper. Now, DITA tells me that the Project 71 is their most musical DITA earphone to date, and they'll have it for us to listen to at CanJam Shanghai at exhibits A4 to A6. This wonderful little desktop DAC headphone amplifier combo is the topping DX3 Pro, which will be released soon, and which you'll be able to hear at CanJam Shanghai. Now, the DX3 Pro is the first topping product I've ever used, and I'm very impressed with it so far. The DX3 Pro's DAC section is built around the XMOS XU208 and two AKM AK4493 DACs, and in addition to the usual inputs, it also has Bluetooth digital input with support for aptX HD. I've been using my LG V30 Plus Android phone as a wireless transport with the topping DX3 Pro. Now, the DX3 Pro's amp will output up to 1,000 milliwatts into 32 ohms or 125 milliwatts into 300 ohms, and its output impedance is only 0.1 ohm or less. Now, the DX3 Pro packs amazing versatility and value at its affordable price, so make sure to audition the topping DX3 Pro at Exhibit C1 through C7. At CanJam Shanghai, Jomo Audio from Singapore will be launching an exciting new model called the Jomo Audio Trinity. The Jomo Audio Trinity is a three-way in-ear monitor that includes electrostatic technology inside. Within each Trinity earpiece, there's a dynamic driver for bass, quad-balanced armature drivers for mid-high, and dual electrostatic super tweeters for high frequencies. The electrostatic tweeters in the Jomo Trinity cover frequencies above 8 kHz, and they impart beautiful shimmer and detail to the Trinity's sound signature. Now, by coupling that electrostatic shimmer with the power and slam of the dynamic bass driver and the linearity of the mid-band quad-balanced armatures, Jomo Audio has voiced a beautiful IEM with the new Trinity. Make sure to hear the Trinity and the rest of Jomo's products at CanJam Shanghai in Exhibit D4. TrueSound Technology sent us cables from a new high-end headphone cable maker called Rockwar. Rockwar cables will be shown for the first time at TrueSound Technology's exhibit at CanJam Shanghai. After trying Rockwar cables, I think I'll add Rockwar to the short list of headphone cable makers I'll use. Rockwar's cables look and feel beautifully constructed. I installed the 2-pin Rockwar Black Orpheus cable on the 64 Audio TF Forte, one of my favorite IEMs. The Rockwar Black Orpheus is a silver cable with double silk braided wire, a customized aluminum shield, and built-in ground box. I also installed the MMCX version of the Rockwar Black Orpheus on the new Sony IER M9. These Rockwar cables are very supple and they resist tangling. They have very low mechanical noise too, and I think I'll keep the 64 Audio and Sony IEMs cabled with these Rockwar cables for some time. Rockwar also makes more affordable cables like their Blackquar and Crystalline cables, as well as nice premium adapters. Make sure to try the Rockwar cables and adapters with your headphones at the TrueSound Technology display at Exhibit E5. German IEM maker Visioneers will be exhibiting at CanJam Shanghai with their first ever universal fit in-ear monitor, the absolutely magnificent Visioneers Erlkönig. Now, the Erlkönig has 13 balanced armatures per side, 4 of them for bass, 4 for mids, 4 for highs, and 1 super tweeter. Now, using a rotary switch, there are 4 user-selectable voicings available with the Erlkönig: powerful bass, moderate bass, super highs, and forward mids. My favorite setting is moderate bass, though I'd be curious to find out what your favorite setting is. Now, these Erlkönig earpieces are crafted of solid silver, as are the pure OCC silver wires by Effect Audio. Now, the rich tonality, big imaging, detail retrieval, and customizable sound signature make the Erlkönig perhaps my new non-electrostatic reference IEM. Be sure to hear the Visioneers Erlkönig at Exhibit D5. One More will be at CanJam Shanghai, and they're getting even more serious about Bluetooth wireless. The new One More triple driver BT in-ear is a great example of a wireless headphone that even audiophiles can love. The One More triple driver BT supports AAC and high-res LDAC, with LDAC enabling up to 990 kilobits transfer rate. That's 3 times standard Bluetooth. Now, the triple driver BT uses 2 balanced armatures and 1 dynamic driver per side, and the sound quality is excellent. The bass is impactful, and the output from the balanced armatures is articulate, even compared to wired IEMs in this price range. Now, if you want to hear a serious wireless headphone at a reasonable price, make sure to stop by One More's display at CanJam Shanghai at Exhibits F1 and F2. MrSpeakers will be showing their new flagship planar magnetic headphone, the Ether 2, at CanJam Shanghai. The Ether 2 incorporates everything they've learned over the years, every innovation they've developed. For the new flagship Ether 2, MrSpeakers built an entirely new driver with a motor designed around MrSpeakers' TrueFlow technology. This resulted in major improvements in internal airflow, upgrading all aspects of sonic performance. They also reduced moving mass by 60%. Now, compared to the Ether Flow, the Ether 2 is clearly more resolving, clearly faster, yet it still has a warm and natural tone and an even larger soundstage, and the Ether 2 weighs only 290 grams, making it one of the lightest full-size high-end headphones on the market. Anyway, make sure to hear the new MrSpeakers Ether 2 and also their electrostatic headphone, the Voce, and the rest of the MrSpeakers headphone lineup at CanJam Shanghai in VIP rooms 1 and 2. Matrix Audio will be exhibiting at CanJam Shanghai, and when you go to their display, look for this beautiful DAC. This is the Matrix Audio X-Saber Pro MQA. This is both a gorgeous DAC and a gorgeous sounding DAC. Now, the moment I took the X-Saber Pro MQA out of the box, I had high expectations, because though its dimensions are relatively compact, the X-Saber Pro MQA is heavy with its solid CNC machined aluminum chassis. Now, the X-Sabre Pro MQA uses the ES9038 Pro 8-channel DAC, and in partnership with MQA, it's also an MQA full decoder. It'll decode the MQA audio stream up to 24384. It can also decode standard PCM to 32768 and DSD to DSD 1024. The X-Sabre Pro MQA is incredibly detailed, very revealing without being cold or edgy sounding, always musical. Now, I paired it with the new Benchmark HPA4 headphone amplifier and HiFiMAN HE1000 SE headphones, and that system is outrageous. Now, at CanJam Shanghai, make sure to visit Matrix Audio's display to hear their entire product line, but especially this fantastic X-Sabre Pro MQA. Matrix Audio will be at Exhibit E8. Shanling will be exhibiting at CanJam Shanghai, and they've made one of my favorite audio products of the year. This is the Shanling M0 portable digital audio player. Now, instead of going with the trend of making bigger and more powerful digital audio players, for the M0, Shanling instead chose ultra lightweight and tiny. It weighs only 38 grams and measures just 40 by 13.5 by 45 millimeters. Now, the Shanling M0 is built around the ES9218P chip. It has a bidirectional USB-C connector so that it can serve as a USB DAC with a computer, but also as a USB transport for other DACs. It has two-way Bluetooth with support for Bluetooth playback via AAC, aptX, and even LDAC. The M0's battery life is rated at 15 hours and has a 30-day deep sleep mode, and all of this comes at a very affordable price. Anyway, make sure to check out the M0 and the rest of Shanling's products at CanJam Shanghai at Exhibit D10. SMSL Audio will be exhibiting at CanJam Shanghai, and I've read many positive reviews and comments about their DACs online. SMSL also makes amps, headphone amps, and other audio gear. Now, they sent us their SMSL SU8, which is an affordably priced DAC with impressive specifications. Using dual ES9038 Q2M DAC chips and a second-generation X-Core 200 XMOS, the SMSL SU8 will decode PCM up to 32768 and DSD up to DSD 512. It even allows you to adjust the sound with 7 different digital filters, and there's also a sound color setting that lets you adjust the SU8's distortion characteristics with 9 different settings. Now, I paired the SMSL SU8 with the HeadAmp Gilmore Light Mark II amplifier, driving the HiFiMAN HE1000 SE headphones, and the SU8 was an excellent source for that setup. It was able to take great advantage of the tremendous resolution of that headphone, a headphone that is many times more expensive than the SMSL SU8. This DAC performs far beyond what I'd expect at its price. Now, stop by SMSL's display at CanJam Shanghai at Exhibits C1 to C7 to hear the impressive little SU8 DAC and SMSL Audio's other products. Symphonio is going to be exhibiting at CanJam Shanghai, and they're a company that I was not familiar with until now. Now, one of the products that Symphonio just sent us was among my biggest surprises of all the new products we were sent from China for this video. This is the Symphonio Excited 2. Now, before I put the Excited 2 in my ears, I had no idea what kind of drivers were in it. I had no idea what its price was. But the moment the music started, I knew I'd like the Excited 2. The bass has good extension and detail, impactful but mostly neutral in its presentation. From the mids on up, the clarity is even better. The sound is crisp without being bright for me. The Excited 2 also images very well. Then I found out that the Excited 2 is affordably priced and that it uses a single 9mm dynamic driver per side. It provides a lot of performance for the low price, so make sure to hear the terrific Excited 2 at Symphonio's display at Exhibits C1 through C7. Manley Labs will be showing their fantastic new Manley Absolute headphone amplifier at CanJam Shanghai. Manley Labs is one of those rare companies that's earned the highest respect of both the pro audio and audiophile worlds. Now, the Absolute headphone amplifier is an all-tube design that has the amazing ability to be quickly switched between 2 different topologies. You can switch between all triode push-pull or single-ended topologies. There are other controls that let you even further customize the sound signature of the Absolute headphone amplifier. Now, the Absolute headphone amplifier is capable of delivering what so many tube audio enthusiasts are looking for in a headphone amp, in terms of tonal colors, timbral richness, 3-dimensional imaging. I've heard many tube headphone amps, and this Manley amp is easily one of my favorites. Now, you can hear the Manley Absolute headphone amplifier in VIP rooms 1 and 2 at CanJam Shanghai. NF Audio will be exhibiting at CanJam Shanghai, and this is one company I wasn't familiar with until now. I believe NF Audio makes mostly custom in-ear monitors. NF Audio sent us this new IEM model called the NF Audio JD24. The JD24 is a 4-way design with 4 balanced armature drivers by Knowles and Sonyan, and 2 of Sonyan's new electrostatic tweeters, which I'm really excited about. The NF Audio JD24 they sent us also has very high build quality. They sent it with transparent shells so we could see the build quality inside. Even the JD24's tightly braided cable feels premium with nice hardware and high quality plugs. Now, in terms of the sound, I'm very impressed. The JD24's bass is extended with a little emphasis and very good definition. The mid-range is clean, clear, and the treble sounds extended and resolving but smooth. This is a very nice sounding IEM. Anyway, make sure to hear the NF Audio JD24 at CanJam Shanghai at Exhibit C1 through C7. Another company that's completely new to me is UFO Ear, and they'll be exhibiting at CanJam Shanghai. Now, it's easy to be distracted by this IEM's unusual science fiction-inspired appearance, but this UFO Ear UFO 112 is actually quite nice. UFO Ear manufactures the shells of the UFO 112 using 3D printing and integral molding. Now, inside each earpiece is a dynamic driver and 2 balanced armature drivers. I thought it was interesting in UFO Ear's description to see that the UFO 112 was designed with anime, comic, and game music in mind. I think they'll be good with ACG and other kinds of music too. This is a much better IEM than I was expecting. The UFO 112 is a limited edition with only 2,000 units being made available worldwide, and you can hear it at their display at CanJam Shanghai at Exhibit E4. Since 2002, HeadAmp has been making some of the best-built headphone amps on the market, and they'll be showing their amps at CanJam Shanghai. Now, at CanJam at RMAF earlier this month, HeadAmp showed an upcoming headphone amp called the HeadAmp GSX Mini. It's based on their popular and more expensive HeadAmp GSX Mark II. Now, the GSX Mini will deliver balanced headphone drive from all audio sources, whether single-ended or balanced. Now, I'm not sure what the GSX Mini's final specifications are, but I was able to easily drive the HiFiMAN Susvara and the HiFiMAN HE6SE with it, and both sounded beautiful from the GSX Mini. Also, make sure to check out the legendary HeadAmp Blue Hawaii SE electrostatic headphone amp driving the best electrostatic headphones from Stax and the new MrSpeakers Voce electrostatic headphone. HeadAmp will be at Exhibit B8 at CanJam Shanghai, so make sure not to miss them. The Profile 8 IEM by German manufacturer In-Ear has been reviewed very positively on the forums at headfi.org. Now, at CanJam at RMAF earlier this month, I finally got to hear it for myself, and now I can understand why the reviews have been so enthusiastic. Now, the In-Ear Profile 8 has 8 balanced armature drivers per side with a 4-way crossover. There are also 2 switches on each earpiece that allow you to boost low frequencies by 3 decibels and high frequencies from 8 kHz and higher by 2 decibels. Now, the Profile 8 was designed as a studio reference, and it would serve very well in that role. The Profile 8 is a joy to listen to. It's revealing, very well balanced, and I love the versatility provided by the switches. Anyway, make sure to listen to the In-Ear Profile 8 and the rest of the In-Ear models at CanJam Shanghai at Exhibit D12. Well, that was a lot of gear, and it's still just a fraction of what you'll be able to hear and see at CanJam Shanghai, which is happening November 3rd and November 4th, 2018 at the Shanghai Marriott Hotel City Center located in the heart of downtown Shanghai. And once again, thank you to the Chinese companies who are the sponsors of CanJam Shanghai and without whom we would not have been able to bring CanJam to China. HiFiMAN, Max Digital, and Shenzhen Audio. Now, since there was no way to show you everything that'll be at the show in this video, scrolling on your screen now is a list of all the companies who will be exhibiting at CanJam Shanghai this year. Now, we've got a flight to catch, so I better run. For those of you attending, I can't wait to see you in China. And for those of you who can't make it, we'll see you online.